Watch Dogs Legion takes place in the United Kingdom. 0 out of 10. In gaming, there's two kinds of bad games. There's funny bad games, like the 50 Cent games that came out in the mid 2000s and Redfall. And then there's sad bad games, like Overwatch 2 and any Pokemon game made in the last 20 years. And in my opinion, Watch Dogs Legion is a funny bad game. First, let's start it off with my favorite part of any video game, as an intelligent gamer: the open world and the driving. The driving is kind of like.
Danger.
No, wait, it's more like this. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be driving around and I'll just see a drone glitch out in the air, just like they do in real life. Sure, the driving sucks dick, but Ubisoft introduced a feature where your car can just drive itself to your destination so you don't have to play the game you just spent $60 on. Seriously, I did this so many times and I would just scroll through TikTok so I didn't actually have to play the game. There is one pro to the driving, and that is that your car is practically invincible. I mean, seriously, I don't think I've had a car blow up on me one time in my entire playthrough, and I've been playing this game for like 20 hours now. Well, except that one time. Okay, now let's move on to the gameplay. So, here's a guide on how to do combat in Watch Dogs Legion. Firstly, hey everyone, the Zinnie Show here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do combat in the hit game Watch Dogs Legion. So firstly, if you're playing on PlayStation, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to press square to attack. So you press square, right? You've hit the enemy. Now they attack you. You press circle to dodge. Now, once you press circle to dodge, you can press square again to counter attack, and bam. That is the entire depth of the combat in this game. That I'm not joking, that's literally how you do it. And while it may seem boring, it's flashy enough to satisfy people at least. And the shooting is like shooting. There's not much to say about it. There are a lot of really fucking stupid sections in this game, like how Ubisoft only programmed one door opening animation, so every time you open a door, your character looks behind themselves, even if there's literally no one there. There's these puzzle sections like that one I got stuck on for 15 minutes because I didn't realize you had to press R1 to see the actual puzzle, which is a really stupid design move. I don't get why they did that. Now, let's move on to the story. The least favorite part of any game for any intelligent gamer. So, it's 2029, London, United Kingdom. You play as anyone. Yep, that's right. Anyone, even though only 5 characters are actually worth playing as. You lead a rebel faction called DedSec in order to overthrow the corrupt private military company Albion, who rules London with an iron fist. This sounds like quite literally every other Ubisoft game, and they have done nothing to really make this story interesting and digestible. Seriously, in all Ubisoft games, you lead a rebel faction to overthrow a corrupt government. That's it. They've done nothing to make this story interesting. Except Wrench from Watch Dogs 2 appears, and I actually like that character. And Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs 1. He also appears. If anyone actually cares about that. Not sure why they're in London, because they're both from the United States. But we'll ignore that, because I actually like Wrench. Okay, so if everything else sucks, what about the music? Well, Exits by Foals is in the game. So I'm going to have to give Foals a 10 out of 10 band, one of the greatest bands from Oxford, alongside Radiohead, of course. So, what about all the other songs? Well, they all kind of suck dick. The graphics, the most important part of the game for the most intelligent gamers. Now, on a serious note, I really do think Ubisoft is good at making decent open worlds. What they have a problem with is turning these vast worlds into something that feels living and memorable, and filling it with unique content and story-driven elements. Seriously, I've played all of the Watch Dogs games, and I can't tell you the plot to the first two, even though I've beaten both. I can kind of tell you elements of this most recent one, but I remember plenty of details about the other elements of the game, like the driving, shooting, and unique elements like the hacking, but I can't tell you anything from either of those games' stories. Ubisoft is clueless on how to write interesting characters, with an exception of Wrench. He's actually a decently written character, and making a story that develops these people into human beings. They feel like robots. The writing in these games are boring. So, what's my final verdict on this game? I may sound a little harsh doing this, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. That may make you think that I hate this game. I don't really. I actually enjoyed a lot of the time I spent in it, and a part of me wants to recommend it to you, but then you'd have to give snake ass Ubisoft your money, and I can't encourage that. 4 out of 10 sucks ass.